What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Newcom's channel. Today we have a super special video planned for you with a super special product. It's Logitech's top of the line gaming mouse, the Logitech G903 LIGHTSPEED with their best gaming mouse sensor, the Hero 25K. So let's take a closer look at this mouse, talk about all the different feature sets. Starting off with the design, which is the focal point of this mouse, because just look at the attention to detail. You look around this mouse and all you see is attention to detail. There's different accents, there's lines with very particular intentions, and of course, not to mention, the lighting is subtle but still very eye-catching. So another important aspect of the design is that this is an ambidextrous mouse, so whether you're right-handed or left-handed, this mouse will fit you like a glove. And it is a rather long mouse, so if you have really small hands, maybe it will be a bit of a stretch to get your fingers all the way to the end of the right and left clicks. So it is on the, let's say, it's best for medium-sized to large hands. I think that's the demographic that will feel the most comfortable using this mouse. With that said, in terms of the weight, it's not a particularly lightweight mouse, even though there is some weight adjustability option. There is a 10-gram weight inside this box right here, which you can add to the mouse, and this will increase the weight to 110 grams. It's not particularly lightweight. I mean, lightweight mice goes for like 75 to 80, 85 grams. The ones that have like holes poked into them to even further reduce the weight. So it's not a particularly lightweight mouse, but you have this much 10 grams worth of adjustability. So you can either have it 100 grams or 110 grams when you add in the weights. Now let's take a look at a couple of other things in this box that we have here. Which is not completely unrelated to the design. You can see that these buttons are preloaded. Actually, they are pre-installed on the mouse. I just took them out because I wanted to. I generally don't use these, like, let's say, I don't know, shoulder buttons, these extra buttons at the side of any mouse that I use. So I replaced them with these non-button plates at the side, so that I wouldn't accidentally press them. But you have the option to replace them with actual buttons, like so, because they are magnetic, they attach super easy, and they come off even easier. So I will keep it like this for now. But yeah, you can have the option to add 4 extra buttons to the side on top of the 3 main clicks, the left, right, the middle click, as well as this toggle that allows you to use the infinite scroll feature on the mouse. When you toggle it back, you have this like notched step-by-step scroll that every other mouse has. I found this particular toggle to be really essential to my workflow. I've been using Logitech mice with this functionality for years and years. This is actually my main mouse. This is the G502. I think I've been using this one for like 7-8 years. And it's still working like a champ. And this one also used to have this hyper scroll feature, and I'm finding myself quite attached to this mechanism. Especially when you're like skimming a document or something and you want to go over it really quickly, you do this, you make a stop with your fingers and you read it quickly, you skim over anything you want to check out, and then you do this and you will go over the document a lot more quickly than if you were to use like this notched scroll method that you can also, by the way, use. But I find myself much more drawn to this. That's just how I've become used to using this feature. Another thing that you will find in the box is this adapter, as well as, of course, your 2.4 gigahertz receiver. And something that is not in this box is, of course, this really high quality braided charging cable. So you can obviously connect this receiver to the back of your computer, but if you want easier accessibility, you can connect this to the back of your computer and have this cable coming onto your desk connected to this adapter, and then have the receiver connected here, not only is it going to reduce that fraction of a millisecond extra delay, which you will never even be able to tell, so I'm just guessing at this point, because it's going to be closer. You know, with wireless technology, the closer you are to it, the better it is, even if it's like I don't know, 20 centimeters. And of course, it makes it even more accessible because now there's some weight attached to this cable, so it's less likely to flail around and, you know, drop behind the desk or something. So it is more accessible to you when you want to charge it like this. And because it has these two prongs, I would advise to use using this cable in the box for charging the mouse. Of course, this is like a standard issue micro USB port here for charging, but because of these two prongs, it is safer when you're like gaming really intensively, and you can be sure that this is not going anywhere. And because the braided cable is also super durable, it's not also going to be damaged anytime soon. So this is a really good cable. I would suggest you use this one instead of any old USB, micro USB cable that you have lying around. Although it is 2023, so you probably don't even have a lot of them lying around. So there's that. Now I'm going to put these aside except for the dongle. So quite a complete package here. And now we get to the lighting and the use of the software. So the lighting is very subtle, but it is very, very classy for sure. And it's as customizable as it can be. You can tune the lighting to however your heart desires. You can even sync it up with music. You can even tune it to how much response it will show to bass. There's like an action slider, and it determines how sensitive it is to the beat of the bass. So it can be as sensitive as you want to the bass. And here's actually a demo of the bass working in action. Of course, there's all sorts of different customizability options that goes beyond syncing it to the music. You can sync there are two different lighting zones, and you can set them individually. And there's a whole bunch of things that you can do that we just don't have the time to go over in this video. You can also use this button to switch between the different onboard memory profiles. Now, back to the functionality. We have, so like I said, we have 4 extra buttons that you can add or remove if you like. You have these DPI switching buttons here, and you can switch between different profiles. You can have different steps in the middle to switch between 100 DPI to 25,000 DPI, which I seriously do not think anyone will ever use 25,000. Even if you have an 8K monitor, I think if you set the DPI to 25K, you do this, and the entire width of the monitor, you will just have the pointer going from here to here just by doing this. So the 25K is definitely overkill. I think like anywhere between 2,000 to 3,000 is the maximum you will use. Maybe 4,000 to 5,000 on a 4K monitor, and that's a maybe. I'm pretty comfortable with a 2K monitor on a 1300 DPI. I feel like it's comfortable enough, but of course I have different DPI settings that I use in different games. For example, in a strategy game where I move the mouse a lot more, I have a higher DPI setting, whereas on a FPS game, I may have it a little bit lower, not necessarily lower than 1000, just around the 1000 mark, so that there's a good balance of speed and precision. So, but it's still, obviously you have the option to customize to your heart's desire. Now, the term light speed that is used with this mouse is because of the fact that the polling rate, which is 1000 hertz, and the complete lack of any sort of discernible lag, that is why they call this mouse the light speed, because it is virtually indistinguishable from a wired gaming mouse. This particular mouse, there's been different iterations of it, but this is the mouse that broke the barrier between wired gaming and wireless gaming. Prior to the release of the first version of this mouse, there was still a very clear distinction between, professional grade wired mice and, casual gaming wireless mice that are convenient, but you will never see like a competitive gamer using a wireless mouse. This mouse changed that. Another thing to note here that is also very important to me, it has become very important to me as I started to use it more and more, is the left and right scrolling functionality. So not very many mice have this functionality. They usually just go up and down. But you also have this option here. So if you're like zooming, I find myself using it the most when I'm zooming in on a web page or on an image. So instead of using the arrow keys like you would normally, you can use this not only to go up and down, but also to go left and right on a zoomed in image or on a zoomed in web page. In terms of battery life, you get hundreds, well, not hundreds of hours, but definitely over 100 hours, 110, 120 hours of use if it has the light on, and 180, closer to 200 hours if you have the lighting off. So battery life isn't really an issue, and if you really want it to not be an issue at all, you can buy the PowerPlay mouse mat, because yes, this mouse can actually charge wirelessly on the PowerPlay mouse pad. It's a really expensive mouse pad, and combined with the premium price of the G903, the price really starts to add up, but it is a super unique combination. All right, so but that's only for a very niche market of gamers who really want to live on the bleeding edge of the gaming mouse technology. But if you're that kind of person, this is going to be your bread and butter, combined with the PowerPlay mouse mat. That's about all the nice things I can say about this mouse, and there's really nothing particularly negative, other than the fact that, yeah, if you have small hands, this mouse might need you to really stretch your fingers to reach the end of the clicks. And also, if you're not looking for an ambidextrous design, which not everyone is looking for, this mouse obviously is not going to be for you. But for everybody else, this is going to be a very comfortable mouse, no matter whether you're a right-handed or left-handed. And it's got, I mean, really all of the features that you can ever ask for in a mouse, except for, again, the people who really want to have like the lightest mouse possible. In that case, maybe you want to take a look at the Logitech G Pro X Super Light. That's Logitech's answer to people who are really looking for the lightest mouse possible for the highest amount of precision and sensitivity. So there's also that option. Otherwise, for people who want a mouse that is clearly designed, with design being one of the most important aspects of it, it looks really futuristic, really high tech, and also Logitech threw as many features as it could on the G903. For those people, this one might definitely be worth a look. It gets a solid recommendation from us. And I would like to thank you all for watching up until the end of this video. Make sure to leave a like if you like this video, and subscribe to Newcom's channel for more mouse, keyboard, headset, microphone reviews just like this one. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.